So this is our first episode for the Acupressure Podcast. So we thought we could just do some intros and a little background of what acupressure is, Jin Shindo, and also a little format of the podcast. My name is Russ Johnson. I am a massage therapist. I am currently practicing in Pittsburgh, and I am almost finished with my Jin Shindo training, so I'm very excited about that. And I'm just looking forward to learning more about acupressure. It's much deeper than I anticipated, much like massage school. So yeah, podcast is a lot for me just to learn. So I appreciate your time and patience with me.
Pleasure. I'm thrilled that you're almost finished with your Jin Shindo training too. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
This is a great opportunity. We'll just see where this goes. I am Steve Summers, and I am a licensed massage therapist, licensed marriage and family therapist. And I was introduced to Jin Shindo body-mind acupressure in 1991 and found that I had been waiting all my life to learn the information that was presented there and to do the work in a way that was presented there. And became a practitioner, and then eventually became certified to teach. And then in 2004 became a senior instructor of Jin Shindo. And now I teach all of the classes necessary for someone to become a registered practitioner of Jin Shindo body-mind acupressure. I also have a private practice in Brentwood, Tennessee, which is right next door to a place called Cumberland Institute of Holistic Therapies, where we offer certification for massage therapy and all of the Jin Shindo classes. I'm delighted that you would like to try this podcast thing out and spread the word about acupressure and some of the theoretical foundations and the possibilities of working with others.
That is where I met Steve, as I went to the Cumberland Institute, and I graduated in December of 2013. And I took his acupressure class there, and I've been intrigued ever since. My first experience with acupressure was my wife was giving birth to our daughter, and she was having a lot of low back pain, and the nurse was holding points in her back and took the pain away, and she did the entire thing with no drugs. She did everything natural, and she actually delivered our son the same way. So that was when my interest was first piqued. So it took a while, but I think I found the right place to go, and it's been a fun ride ever since.
That's fantastic. It is pain reduction is one of the most important ways that people get introduced to acupressure. Almost all the doulas that I've ever met, or midwives, have a working knowledge of some acupressure points, because it is so effective at helping a woman pre-birth, during birth, after birth. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. So a little bit of the format of our podcast, we were thinking that there's not going to be a format, essentially. So some episodes will be more of a question and answer. Some will be a lecture. Some will just be discussions. Steve might talk about some points. I may have questions about what to do if someone has frozen shoulder, or more of a free flow kind of conversation. Does that sound accurate?
It sounds good to me. I like question and answer. I like discussion. Also, if people want a specific topic, they're welcome to email us or get in touch with us, and we'd be happy to spend some time talking about a particular topic if it's important to them.
You can email us at acupressurepodcast@gmail.com, and we'll give all the information at the end of the episode here. So, Steve, if you could just go over not history, but, what is acupressure and Jin Shindo, and do they have any similarities or differences?
It's a great question. I'd be happy to talk about that. Acupressure is a hands-on modality that's been around for thousands of years, and it basically involves anytime there is direct finger pressure or palm pressure, mostly finger pressure or thumb pressure, to places on the body that we call acupoints. And there are very, very many different varieties of ways of doing that. Most acupressure modalities utilize between 50 or 150 points on a regular basis. where practitioners use that same set of points to work with clients. And there are over 700 points that have been named over the centuries. And there'll be a quiz on every single one of them at the end of this podcast. And Jin Shin Do is a particular modality of acupressure. It's under the umbrella of acupressure. One of the reasons that I fell in love with Jin Shin Do is that it is a technique that is a slow holding technique for deep release of chronic tensions. Whereas many acupressure modalities, most people are familiar with shiatsu or Thai massage, are active and more like Swedish massage, where points are held for a short amount of time. Mm-hmm. And Jin Shin Do, one of the different things about Jin Shin Do is that points are held for a long time, between 1 and 10 minutes, averaging 2 or 3 minutes each point. And that allows for more connection, more space and time for internal experience of the points and of the way that our body has organized the energy. I guess I'll also share that Jin Shin Do in itself is a mixture of acupuncture theory, classic acupuncture theory from the classic Chinese medicine techniques, some Japanese finger holding or point holding, as well as different forms of Qigong, breathing and movement, as well as bringing in some body-mind theory, Western body-mind theory about how our body uses chronic tension to help us, or how that chronic tension can lead to dysfunction or pain or immobility.
Personally, that I like about acupressure better than acupuncture is that you're sitting at the side of the table with the person receiving the entire time, whereas a lot of acupuncture is they walk in, check your pulses, put in the needles, and they leave and come back 15 minutes later, and there's no communication there if something does start to unfold, which is what I really, really like about Jin Shin Do is it's a lot of talking and working through what is happening.
Yeah, that's a great description. When I tell a lot of people that I do acupressure, I get faces that turn funny, and often the funny face is because someone is imagining me putting needles in their body, and then I get to tell them, no, acupressure, not acupuncture.
Yeah,
and that's true. I've even met several acupuncturists that have become Jin Shin Do acupressurists because the process of what unfolds, I love that word, the process of what unfolds when someone changes their internal energetic organization is fascinating, wonderful, educational, a possibility of healing, growth, awareness, and that's really the wonderful part of Jin Shin Do. Whereas, as you said, an acupuncturist often leaves the room. They're not all acupuncturists do that, but the needles go in. It's very much like a drug. The needle goes in and specifically changes the way your body organizes itself, and which is incredibly helpful and healing. And it's more like a drug treatment. It's a wonderful drug treatment with very few side effects, if any.
Yeah.
And it's very powerful and effective. Whereas Jin Shin Do is a process. It's a process of being present, being aware, and really following what the body and the mind, body, mind, spirit, really, what happens when the energy is changed, or how can we get in touch with how every moment of every day our body is organizing itself as it believes it needs to be organized.
That's beautiful. So I know we're almost out of time already. We have planned on keeping these podcasts short, so there is a ton of information, and we could talk for 12 hours straight and barely scratch the surface. So we're going to do, 5 to 10 minute podcasts, maybe a little more. Is there anywhere that someone can find out more about Jin Shin Do, and do you have any classes coming up?
Yes, that's a great question, Russ. Anyone can go to the website, jinshindo.org, and that's the Iona Marsoc Tea Garden's website, and she's the creator of Jin Shin Do. And there's lots of information about Jin Shin Do and where to find practitioners or teachers on that website. Also, people are welcome to go to Body Mind East, which is a great website run by Debbie Valentine Smith. She's the senior teacher of Jin Shin Do on the East Coast, and there's lots of great information there as well. I teach classes on a regular cycling basis. The next time that basic Jin Shin Do will be offered, which is the first class in the series of classes that anyone would take to learn more about Jin Shin Do and possibly to become a practitioner. Basic Jin Shin Do, I have a class this summer, 1 2-day weekend in July and August and September. It's a 6-day class. And would love, if anyone wants more information, they can email me about that, or they can go to cumberlandinstitute.com and look at the class schedule for the summer, and they'll find the dates and times there.
And personally, I would like to say, even if someone just took the basic Jin Shin Do, that is just a wonderful class. I took basic, and it took me 2 years to take the next class. There's just so much there, and I know I use it on myself. I use it on clients, family. It's just, it's great. Even if you just take basic and you don't want to become a practitioner, it would definitely be worth your time.
Thanks for that. Yeah. What I love, basic, sometimes I refer to basic as foundational Jin Shin Do.
Yeah.
Whereas something that is basic, we think of, well, when I learn something that's not basic, I'll throw away the things I learned in basic. What's wonderful about the basic Jin Shin Do class is that it really is foundational.
Yeah.
And in my practice every day, I'm sure in your practice every day, I use the information that's presented in basic all the time, every day, and it is the foundation of what I do. And then I layer the other stuff on top. So I've had many, many people take it, licensed massage therapists, chiropractors, acupuncturists, lay people. I have not met a single person yet that did not benefit from learning the foundational material that's in basic Jin Shin Do.
Yeah, and I wholly believe that. We're all out of time, and I really look forward to talking with you next time, and we will really delve into this, and hopefully it'll work out for us time-wise and just overall.
Yes, thanks, Russ. I really look forward to our next meeting, and so glad that we're going to do 5 or 10 minute chunks instead of the 12-hour. Super. I think that'll be much easier on our listeners.
Absolutely.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time or talk to you.
I want to take a moment and thank Steve for his time and wisdom. You may contact him at bodyperspectives@comcast.net or visit his website, bodyperspectives.com. For more information about Jin Shin Do, visit jinshindo.org. For information about upcoming classes, visit cumberlandinstitute.com or bodymинdeast.com. My website is russjohnson.massagetherapy.com, and you can email me directly at russjohnsonlmt@gmail.com. If you have any topics or questions that you would like Steve to discuss, you can email us at acupressurepodcast@gmail.com. Please visit and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/acupod. Thank you for listening.